morning, or depending on when you're watching this, good afternoon, good evening, or good night. My name's Ross, and as always told out of Voice of Radio. So today, we've got some little news stories we need to be talking about, quite frankly. We've got a couple of things we need to clear up that have happened over the last few days. And I want to start off by having a look at a couple of products that we don't know a huge amount about, but we actually kind of do, if that doesn't sound too weird. So there are some distributors who are currently listing a Pokemon VMAX Battle Box, which is due for release on the 19th of March, and a Pokemon Battle Style V-Box, which is currently listed for release on the 25th of June. Now, we don't have images of these. We don't know a huge amount about them. What we do have is some guesses that we can make, and I'm kind of fond of doing that on this channel, so why not, ladies and gentlemen? Why not? Now, one thing which I do find very interesting here is that the VMAX Battle Box is actually coming out 3 months earlier than the V-Box. Now, as far as I'm concerned, the V-Box is a fairly easy prediction to make, and I know I'm not the only one that's made this prediction, but it seems like too easy of a slam dunk to not just go, it's going to be Cinderace and Rillaboom. Yes, I know they are two of the 3 first partner Pokemon from Generation 8. I am fully aware that Inteleon was also a first partner Pokemon, or a fully evolved version thereof, from Generation 8, and I would love to tell you that there is an Inteleon as well, but unfortunately, ladies and gentlemen, as it stands at the moment, there is not. These could be alternate art versions of cards which are coming in battle styles. We honestly don't know. We have seen them as box toppers for Single Strike Master and Battle Strike Master over in Japan, which are the 2 Japanese sets, basically the Japanese double set, which is going to make its way over here as battle styles when it eventually comes out. I say eventually like it's miles away. It's literally coming out in March. Now, Battle Styles is released on the 19th of March. Checked on PokeGuardian.com for that one. The VMAX box is launching on the 19th of March, but these aren't VMAXs, these are Pokemon Vs. So you would imagine that these would be coming in the Pokemon V box, which is actually coming out on the 25th of June, which as it stands at the moment, subject to change, is 1 week after the release of Sword and Shield 6. Battle Styles is Sword and Shield 5. Whatever is the next set after that will be Sword and Shield 6. So I don't know. These are 2 hanging over Pokemon V that would make perfect sense to be in those boxes, but they were box topper promos for the set over in Japan. Are they going to make us wait until the next set plus 1 month to get them over here? Maybe. Maybe that's going to be a thing. But, like I've said, these might be alternate art cards of cards which are in battle styles. So are they going to make us wait 3 months for alternate art promos? And maybe. We don't really know. Now, if the release dates were flipped, I would feel way more confident. If this was actually coming out on the 19th of March, I'd go, well, it's the same day as battle styles, so we're probably getting the 2 Vs that were box topper promos in Japan. And then 3 months later, on the 25th of June, there is this V-Star box. But it would be a VMAX box if we switched them around, and we'd be getting the VMAXs of them. But the VMAX box is actually the one that's coming out on the 19th of March. Now, we know that over in Japan, they are running a promotion. And basically what you do is you go and buy yourself a box of the set. And you get yourself a redemption ticket. And then when the next set comes out, which is in March in Japan, so Single Strike and Rapid Strike Master are January, and then their next mini set is in March, and if you take the tickets that you got from the boxes in March to a Pokemon Center, you can get yourself Rillaboom VMAX, but it's going to be the Gigantamax this time, and Cinderace VMAX, which again is going to be the Gigantamax. So if we switch the release dates around, then I would go, well, in March, we're clearly getting these 2 Pokemon Vs, and in June, we're getting the VMAXs. That would make perfect sense. But we can't switch them round. So I still think that Rillaboom and Cinderace are decent predictions for the V-Boxes we're getting in June. But which VMAXs are we getting in March? Well, weirdly enough, it could still be Cinderace. There are basically 4 VMAXs that we are currently missing that Japan has had. And they are the alternate art versions of Cinderace and Morpeko. And they are Cramorant and Delmise, which are brand new, never before seen. Now, these were in that lovely VMAX set, which I opened one on this channel. I'll pop a link in the description. Pulled himself a Cramorant, delighted. But it seems to be that they are essentially the most likely options here. Can't guarantee, but most of the VMAXs that Japan have had are just gonna be coming out in our sets normally. Now, there is one other option here. Remember that Blastoise and Venusaur VMAX have been released over in Japan. But all that we are getting, all that we've actually had confirmed at the moment, is those V Battle decks, which feature Blastoise V and Venusaur V. So it could be that we're getting the Blastoise and Venusaur VMAX. And given that the V decks are coming out on February the 5th, this would be over a month later. So it would honestly make sense to pop Blastoise and Venusaur VMAX into these particular sets. You see at this stage why I'm having some trouble. Because the fact of the matter is, there's a few VMAXs we're missing, and we got to try and figure out the dates. Those products are coming, and they are cool, and it's nice to speculate on exactly what they're going to entail, but that is my best prediction. In terms of what we know for a fact, VMAX Battle Box is dropping on the 19th of March, and the Battle Style V-Box is dropping on the 25th of June. That is what we know. But it's fun to speculate, right? Now, in prettier news, over in Japan, they have just released the new movie all about COCO, which is a boy raised by Pokemon. It's got Zarude and Shiny Celebi and all that good stuff. And an art competition was held, and those winners have gone and been announced and revealed. It went up on the Pokemon website. So just very quickly, here is the actual card. This is the COCO card that I showed you before, which you can see has kind of the basis for the artwork. And I'll try and remember to link this in the description. This was a really super interesting one because it is a Pokemon card, an actual Pokemon card, that is a human character, not a Pokemon, which is super weird. Here is the overall winner, the Director's Award, as they went and said it, which you can see is kind of awesome. You've got your Shining Celebi and your Flygon, and the colours are a bit trippy, and it's awesome. The Creatures Award has gone and been given to this one, which is rather wild colour. No extra Pokemon on there, but very cool looking. The Parent and Child Award goes to this one, which is brimming with new Pokemon, which I find absolutely delightful. And the Twitter Special Award, that is to say the artwork with the most likes on Twitter, goes to this one. And this is probably the best one of them. Again, there's lots of extra Pokemon popped in there, and I find this one absolutely delightful. It is a thing of beauty. It doesn't have a huge amount of relevance to the Pokemon TCG other than it was effectively a competition to redraw a TCG card, but it was so cool I wanted to show you. Now, there has also been an auction that we need to talk about. Illustrator Pikachu. Now, Illustrator Pikachu we've actually talked about on this channel a few times before, and I showed you a video in October of last year of a PSA 9 Illustrator Pikachu that sold for, I want to say, $195,000. It sold for just under $200,000. Well, there's been another auction of an Illustrator Pikachu, a proper auction held on Yahoo Auctions over in Japan, where a raw, that is to say ungraded Illustrator Pikachu, though the pictures they've shown do make it look like it is in exceptionally good condition, it looks like a very good candidate for grading, has sold for 42 million yen. Now, I don't expect you guys off the top of your head to be able to convert 42 million yen, but it turns out at around about £300,000, or $400,000. If you want the exact figures with the exchange rates as I'm recording, we're talking £297,738 and $407,148. But the point I'm making is that is a huge amount of money. Not only is it a huge amount of money, but we're talking just over double in just over a year. Except calling it just over double is not exactly a fair comparison, because the one that sold in October of last year was a PSA 9. It had been sent off, it had been graded, and it had been essentially appraised as both real and phenomenal condition. This is a raw card, and obviously it's going to be real right at this kind of price. But we're talking about a card which hasn't been graded and hasn't had its condition appraised. This is a ludicrous amount of money. Now, we all know that in terms of prices and all that, Pokemon TCG isn't a real boom period at the moment. There is no argument in that regard. But I will say this is a huge amount of money. Incidentally, if you are looking to really invest in the Pokemon TCG and you are rich, these are the kind of cards to go for. This is, for those of you that don't know, I've done a video about it, I'll link it in the description. That is probably the best way to learn more. But if you want the very short version, it was a card that was given out in Japan right near the beginning of the Pokemon trading card game for winners of an art contest. So essentially, it was a special limited promo card that was largely given to children, and a lot of children will mash their cards. Not only that, but this was back in the early days of the Pokemon TCG where people didn't quite realize the collectability of the game. If something like this happened nowadays, a lot of these cards would instantly get picked up by collectors and graded and put into storage and all of that. But that didn't happen back in the early days of the game. So what we've got essentially is this perfect storm of a hyper rare card, many of which got mashed, and it's only going to go up in value in the future. So there we go. Lots of speculation about a new product and exactly what might be in them. A frankly ridiculous price paid for a Pokemon card and an art contest, which I had to show you because why would I not? Art contests are fun. But for now, ladies and gentlemen, I want to know what you think about all of these stories and basically anything Pokemon TCG related, because I'm kind of obsessed with this game, and whatever you've got to say, as long as you're all nice and lovely, I want to hear it. So go nuts in the comment section, but be nice. And then make sure you like this video, subscribe to this channel, follow me on Twitter at TheWassy, and Twitch for some live action at twitch.tv/PTCGRadio. If you want to support the channel, get some bonus podcasts and all that good stuff, head on over to patreon.com/PTCGRadio, where you can do exactly that. But by far the most important thing as always, look after yourselves till next time, would ya? Thank you very much for watching. My name's Ross, and you've been watching PTCG Radio.